If you clicked on this video, you are either a subscriber or you're somebody who wants to learn how to use the Blue Yeti microphone. So I'm going to teach you that. I'm not going to yap, and I'm going to tell you what these things do. Okay, so to start off, the microphone comes like this. This is called a pop filter, and if I do lots of you might hear how aggressive they sound, and that is precisely what that is for. Basically, you don't spit in your microphone and it doesn't pop super loud. So this is what the microphone comes like. And you know you're using the microphone correctly if the mute button is facing you. So I'm going to turn it around real quick and show you what that looks like. So on the opposite side, you'll notice the sound is a little wonky, but this is what I see when I'm recording. So this is the mute button. If you click it, it starts to flash red, and that's how you know you're muted. And down below is the volume control for what the speaker is listening to. Like, for example, my wired headphones are controlled by this volume dial right here. And you can turn up and down the volume. It comes on a pretty nifty microphone stand, but you'll notice if you hit it, it's very sensitive and it picks up the noises. So let's avoid that at all costs, okay? Okay, let's go through the settings real quick. You'll see up here you have the gain, and then you'll see 4 different audio patterns here on your microphone. Now, the one that I have it set to is the most common ASMR setting per se, but we'll go through those in a second. And the gain is actually the sensitivity of the microphone. So you'll notice if I turn that up all the way, you'll start to hear the white noise in my apartment, and my whispers will become louder and louder and louder. And if my cat happens to meow, you'll pick up on that very easily. But that is the sensitivity. So the further down you have it, the more concentrated your sound is going to be that is going directly into the microphone, and the less background sounds you will have. Currently, I have my microphone set to stereo. Stereo uses both the left and the right channels and is ideal for capturing a realistic sound image when there are multiple sound sources in front of the mic. So, for example, in ASMR, I could be tapping, I could be whispering, all that stuff. This is useful for multi-person podcasts and immersive experiences like ASMR. We're gonna switch it to this one. Oh, they're a little hard to turn sometimes, so just a heads up. Okay. This one is called Omni, and it is short for omnidirectional. The Omni setting picks up sound equally from every side of the microphone equally. So it's best used in situations where you want to capture the ambience of being there, such as you could do a haircut role play, for example, or like a conference call or podcast with multiple people around the table, because it's the same all the way around. Next, we have the cardioid setting, which is perfect for podcasting, game streaming, Skype or Discord calls, vocals, instruments, and stuff like that. The cardioid setting captures sound sources that are directly in front of the microphone with a rich, full-bodied sound. So you'll notice my whispering sounds maybe a little bit more. It's got some oomph to it. This setting rejects sound coming from directly behind the mic, so you can't really hear anything here, but notice you can from here. So that reduces background noise. So some ASMR artists do use this setting. I personally don't like to use it. The final setting is bidirectional, which is the infinity sign. And the bidirectional setting records from both the front and the back of the microphone, which is ideal for podcasting, streaming interviews between 2 people. The bidirectional setting produces narrow areas of sensitivity and minimizes noise coming from the sides. So you can't really hear from the side, but if I scratch the front and back, it's more intense. And I'll turn up the gain a little bit so that you can tell the difference, but nothing really on the sides, and definitely on the front and back. So, very ones you liked the best. But now I'm going to give you a few pointers that I have either learned through other tutorials or just by using it and getting more familiar with it. I've had this microphone for about a year now, and I am by no means a professional, trust me. But some things that I have learned to make my life easier / mistakes that I still make are I'll bump into the mic stand, as we went over before, and it's just very sensitive. So a tip for that is put down a towel underneath your microphone so that it doesn't rumble as much. Then another one is if you're unsure of what it sounds like, if you're, for example, making ASMR, just pop the headphones in. Typically nobody cares in a video if you're wearing headphones or not, so just go ahead and wear them and practice getting closer to the mic, farther away, and just your own sound preferences and stuff like that. From time to time, I will turn my gain up a little bit more, but since I have gotten a cat, I have been keeping that all the way down. Other things that could be helpful are there are other microphone stands for sale. For example, I use a bendable arm to hold my phone, but they have these for the Blue Yeti as well. So for example, the cables plug into the bottom, if you can tell. So the white is my headphone cord and the black is a micro USB. Let's see if the kitty wants to do it. He's not intrigued. Anyways, see that huge hole on the bottom? That's where you could put the Blue Yeti into a different base. Okay, a little bit more about the base. There are these two knobs on either side of the microphone, and it's actually like these little screws that are holding it in place. From time to time, you'll see me adjust it if it wiggles around too much like that. That being said, do not talk into the mic from the top. That is incorrect. As you can tell by this sound quality, if I move it, when I get to the top of the microphone, it just doesn't sound as intended. So what you're going to want to do is, I like to talk to the microphone at an angle. So I'm talking more like from the side than I am from the top. And if I'm filming, for example, a object focused video, sometimes I will actually tilt the microphone down. So this part is where the sound is coming from, or being picked up from. So I'll have the object here and the sound from here. That way it's more focused. But typically when I'm talking, I'll have it tilted a little bit like this, and then I will be talking into it. One last thing that I want to touch on is microphone covers. I have a mic cover video that I'll link up here somewhere, but that's what I did. I bought some of these and glued things to them so I could do mic checkers. But yeah, you could bedazzle your mic, you could make it yours in whatever way. But there are two different mic covers to my knowledge. So it's this one, the pop filter, and it basically just slides on. It's like a, oh god, how do I explain this? It's not the best material I've ever touched in my life. It's kind of like styrofoamy. I don't know how to explain it, but almost like a sponge. Anyways, this is the other mic filter. This is, to my knowledge, called the wind filter, and it's very fluffy, so it's very good for ASMR. But this is basically to filter out wind, and I don't know, it looks funny. It's fun to do haircut role plays on and stuff like that. Typically I will film with this one instead of the other one, but I think in terms of like protecting the microphone from spit and all that, the pop filter is the better option. Don't break your bank trying to get the best microphone or whatever. If you're just starting out, I recommend checking Amazon refurbished or renewed. That's actually where I got this bad boy for $59. Basically that means I got it used, because I don't care if somebody else had it before me, as long as it's in decent condition for what I'm paying for. Then why not have a good deal, right? I'm gonna link a refurbished version down below just in case you want to go check it out, as well as anything else I might have touched on, such as those mic filters and stuff like that. Another important thing is how to use the microphone. So I currently film on an iPhone 16 Pro, And what we have set up here is the Blue Yeti microphone cord is a very long USB to micro SD USB. I'll look it up and put it somewhere here on the screen. But basically, what I have in my hand here is a USB-C converter hub thing. So I can plug various different things, including SD cards, into this. So it's actually very practical. And then this plugs into my phone. And so once it's plugged into my phone, it accepts it as like an accessory, and then you can film with it, you can record, you can also put your SD card from your camera into your phone and all that fun stuff. So yeah, hopefully I went over everything that's important, but if you think I missed something, comment it down below. And if you want a version where I am speaking normally, explaining this so you don't have to listen to me whisper, feel free to let me know in the comments. Other than that, I hope you had a fun time watching and that this kind of helped you understand the Blue Yeti microphone and the ASMR filming process a little bit more. Yeah, I'll catch you in